Okay, so today I'll return to my 2K26 series, and usually I do this like every couple days. I haven't been able to do it on like a consistent enough basis, but the main change to the setup that I made was that I put the mic on a different table, so it should maybe it's kind of weird. Like if you I have a mic on a stand, like the Shure MV7, right? So if I have it on the same table as what my hand is on or the controller is on, right, if it shakes, or that more so happened with when I was using a keyboard and stuff, but like you would be, moving it, especially if you're raging or knocking it around, it'll cause the whole table to shake, and then that'll actually mess up somehow the mic settings and stuff like that. So if I look at this, it's always hard to tell the exact distance and position this should be at. Like, it was seeming a little bit too loud even, and if it's at such an angle that if I look away, right, like, okay, I'm talking, if I look away, to see it is actually really, really stupid. I'm trying to look away at my computer behind me to see exactly the level it's going at, but as soon as I turn, then I'm not talking right into the mic, and by the time I look, it'll be the angle is just not right. It should be in front of me. Let me try once more. I'll look behind. We're getting a 96 Brittany Griner. I hope it was worth giving up the arms dealer, what's his name, the Merchant of Death, right? I mean, that's one of my favorite, like, modern bread and circuses observations. Like, how could Rome have fallen? Rome was the greatest empire, and it was so, could only fall from within, and no enemy could beat it, and it was so great, and the apex of human progress right at the time. But it's a moment like that. Oh, the U.S. was in that position, and it's like when we trade an arms dealer for a basketball player, it's like this is the kind of, and that's a good example too of like a false duality fallacy of like, oh, so that means that you don't want to save her, or that you think that she should die or something. No, it means that you want to be better at negotiating. You shouldn't have to give up, right, somebody so dangerous for ultimately, with all due respect, just a celebrity, just a basketball player. So that's the point. If you negotiated that better, you shouldn't need it. But this is the sort of thing that's going to trigger you. So it's literally equating Derrick Rose, which must be the MVP Rose, because no other version of him would be scratching 96. Howard, who honestly had a better season in 2011 than him, right, would have deserved the MVP more, in addition to LeBron. Brittany Griner, who in no universe, that maybe in her own mind, right, she was the one maybe talking trash to DeMarcus Cousins or something. Like Donovan, like you just try to identify with each of these cards, make like a little mini game out of it. At what version of these players are we talking about? Okay, was Dwight Howard ever a 96? I can give you that, although maybe barely, because offensively he was always a bit unpolished. But at his best, if you want to say he's a 96, I can accept that. Rose, even I would doubt, like even in his MVP year, I don't know that he was really a 96, kind of an overrated season, but again, those two are at least debatable. Jason Richardson was never 94. I mean, again, he was good, but Mitchell has obviously been 94 to 96. I'll give you that. But you're basically saying that Brittany Griner is better than a prime Donovan Mitchell with the Jazz. I guess it gives you some idea of their version with that. Or maybe it'll even say, if you go into the card details, it'll tell you like what year it's supposed to be from. This title screen always seems so almost spooky with no music, but yeah, we're gonna continue with the Play Now Online because we won with the Bulls, the historic Bulls. So now we're into the historic Tier 3 teams. So again, we've lost with all of the modern Tier 3 teams. And so now if you do that, I can never use them again for the entire rest of the lifespan of this game. So I'm doing the historic Tier 3, then we'll move on to whatever Tier 2 and stuff if I lose with them. But I should have to unlock like a new set before that happens, right, of other historic teams. But we won as the Bulls, even though that was a bit of a clown game, and I was up big early because that guy was a completely trash player, and then I lose the lead and start falling behind, and then I come back and still win. He was just taking bad shots. But yeah, that 96 Brittany Griner is gonna trigger you. Like the whole my team combination with the WNBA is gonna trigger so many people, I feel like. Right, it's a cool idea. I don't even mind it necessarily. I've been using it in the limited mode only, or like I'm trying to separate it. So I have one team that's only WNBA and one team that's only NBA. So I'm not mixing them at all, right? So I'm trying to build the separate collections, which wouldn't be so bad, but it starts off and it gives you so many good like free agents and stuff for the NBA players that I didn't get any. I guess it could just be somewhat random, but so it's a little bit unfair because you just don't have an equal footing with each of them. But it does feel odd because again, you're treating the rating as the same, which is almost as unrealistic as the ratings typically are. Like usually there's versions of players that are just stupid, right? Like this 94 Jason Richardson, like you know, if you're saying that 96 is MVP Rose, when was Jason Richardson almost MVP caliber, right? Like he's good, but okay, let me test one more thing with the mic here. I just want to get the distance right, and it's very hard to do that. Like here, I'll record. This is so dumb, but I'll record it with my phone as I'm talking behind me because I can't see this shit. So like, it's so dumb. Well, it's this. Well, I guess you can't see anything what I'm doing, but. So, okay, so it's like recording my OBS as I'm talking into the mic. So now I can see like exactly how it's going. Right, I should be able to see, like, is it peaking? It's going into the red, like how far? I think oh fuck. It's like too high, so I didn't get it. Oh my god. This is amazing. Like the point is it should be more in front of me, basically. Okay, so that exact position should be telling me what the setting is. So let me watch the video. So I'm recording the OBS with my phone on my computer. So let's see where it went. Oh, it's not too bad. It's like barely going in the red. And then of course my volume will naturally change. Like I always had that as the channel name would even suggest, like you're a little quiet or you know, almost like a whispery ASMR style. So all right, so we can continue that. And again, I have to always go back in my VOD and actually check what we did in the other modes because it's been sometimes a couple days. So the my team, we did the showdown, which is like the top one, and lost. And the my career, we did the last door in the theater. Right, it was like some 3v3 type thing. So again, the three overall modes that we're doing are my career, which is we're trying to build like a ball hog friendly, which means like we can play with other ball hogs, which a lot of people online obviously do like that, and it's fine because I'm trying to do all the ancillary things like rebound and defend and make a couple good passes, get some putbacks, like do all the things that don't require the ball, right? Like a late career Wilt is a perfect example. He might only average 17 points, but they'll be super efficient. He'll get like 20 rebounds, he'll get some good assists, he'll be, you know, doing everything except for needing the ball, getting 17 points efficiently off putbacks and stuff. So it's a perfect complement, trying to play like old school, not being a stretch big, not trying to guard stretch bigs really, but sometimes you have to. Right, like trying, I'm not going to shoot jump shots, like I didn't build him that way, so he's like an old school defensive center. And then obviously play now online is permadeath teams. If I lose as a team, I can't use them ever again for this version of the game. Not like that team overall, right? Like, oh, if you lose as the Bulls, you can never be any other version of the Bulls. Although that could be another extrapolation if I decided to do that. But no, it's just like that exact team I can't use again. And then finally, we do my team, which is just, again, we're trying to build, like we have an internal format with each one. So again, that's the defensive minded center, that's the permanent teams, and then the my team is like, we're trying to be, build the NBA team versus the WNBA team. So in the limited mode, I use the WNBA team. In the showdown, I use the NBA team, kind of see how they grow and everything over time. Or you're showing, that's even something stupid too. You're showing her not only as a 96, but like Dunktober. Why? Because she's like the only WNBA player who can ever dunk, probably. Not that she's actually good at doing it or like, you know, it's just ridiculous. So that means her version of this card will be like actually really good at dunking, even though I don't really mess with all these other modes, but there's like that rep system. You have to get to a certain rep to do something. Now we'll go to these other modes, but the thing is, I won't remember which one I already just recently did. So now I'd have to go back even further, which I might not even be able to do. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Wait, but I don't even have to do this yet. So let's just assume we're going to go on it. Why am I even in this mode? Wait. I was just saying I have to do the... Whatever, I was just saying, like, we want to keep the two things separate. Again, WNBA team, you might think, oh, that's somehow... Like, oh, I'm discriminating against something, but it's actually just that I really don't get why they don't put the box score there, though. So we'll do whatever historic team comes after the Bulls, because, of course, it won't let me do the same team twice in a row, which kind of, in some ways, ruins this format that... Again, it would be these epic ones in previous versions of this game. Like, I'd go on a 20-game win streak with one team, and I could play them back-to-back over and over and over. It would never restrict your ability to do that in a lot of these, but... So... Again, we've lost as all the other ones, so we'll do the 90, 83, 84 Cavs. Now, what's notable about them? Right, like even the 83, 84 Bulls were not with Jordan for some reason. I was thinking that, right? It's like the year, well, that counts as a win, actually. Wait, and not only does it count as a win, but now he can't use them anymore. Again, that cucks me. That happened with like the Thunder or something. I picked them, and then if they quit out here, right, they're being more strict about that, which I like, because you shouldn't be able to keep quitting out until you get whatever you want. Oh no, it doesn't count. So like, what's notable about these teams? Like, why are these teams even chosen of all the historic teams you could possibly have? The last one kind of baits you into thinking, oh, it must be one of the bad Bulls teams with Jordan on it, but it was before Jordan was even drafted. So like, oh, that's what's noteworthy about it. The fact that what's noteworthy is the fact that, oh, it was the year before he got drafted, but why do we want to see that? Why does that matter? Why do we care? And then with this one, I don't know what's special about it. It's going to be like Mark Price, who's very underrated, very, you know, there's some of those statistical things which I should really do. I should really show that again. I made this thing. I did that 1 week as a sports podcaster way back in the day. So it's like you show like John Stockton's average season compared to Steve Nash's MVP season. And again, in an era where John Stockton's era, you would score less, teams were scoring less, right? It was harder to get assists. And it was easier, obviously, in Nash's era. So, you know what I mean? Like, so Steve Nash's MVP season is literally... Who is that even? Scott Skiles? Or I didn't even see what team I'm playing as or against. Like, if it's a historic team, or am I just imagining it? This could be the current one. But no, oh no, it must be the current one. That I gotta get better at these in the paint releases though. But again, we're trying to shut down his release is really awkward. We're trying to, that's like my signature thing, to get a stop and then to run out and do that quickly. It's like a weird version, like, oh, I'm the Mike D'Antoni style, 7 seconds or less, but it only works if you off of playing good defense. So what I was saying is the fact that, yeah, you're going to be old school. None of these teams can shoot threes. I'm trying to stop them from shooting threes. And so the one thing they're very generous with in this game is the dunks. You can really get... I hate that. I hate that. It says everybody about the modern state of the game with how many threes there are. Like... Yeah, you just assume these older bigs can't shoot at all. Or even a lot of these older guards can't shoot. Which is why, like, people misunderstand some of the stuff with old bigs. It's like, what would Wilt do if, oh, Draymond is one of the primary defense? Even there, they're generous with the dunk animation. I was just too slow. Yeah, you must be the change you wish to see in the game and the league in terms of do it in such a way that you know, you want to. Oh shit, that's Bane too. So many easy Bane jokes you can make. Like, my friend does that, like, where he'll riff on people with. I mean, I guess I do it too and encourage him, but. Oh, World Be Free guy, the original Ron Artest with a kind of stupid ass name. Like, sometimes I don't even know who some of these people are, but no, like, yeah, some of those statistical comparisons, like compare again John Stockton's average season to Steve Nash's MVP season. Right, and it's basically the same numbers. In fact, again, think about, nobody moves though, they just kind of stand there. I can't get those releases either. He really likes jacking up threes with this dude, but he's a culture setter. Allie, we appreciate the report. Pass to Free. The point was, I did some of these statistical comparisons that were very good. And the reason why they were good is because of the simple fact, we got to get that 97-98 Stockton, but just because I love pick and roll so much, it's like the one play I run, even though I don't really mess with the coaching settings and stuff. And I don't try to, I try to play in like a very sim-friendly way, where it's like you're not spamming dribble moves, you're not jacking up a lot of threes, although I guess that is realistic for today. Even the commentators talking trash, like your game has to be multifaceted. There's just nothing you can do in some of those positions. But no, compare John Stockton's average season to Steve Nash's MVP seasons, and you'll see that he's actually better. He's just as efficient. He's scoring just as much. He's getting more assists in a lower scoring era, right, than Steve Nash was playing in. And then oh my god. And then also he was playing better defense, much better defender than Nash. Right, so it makes no sense. And then compare like Kobe's 2010 final stats to I don't know how you're bailing me out with that, but compare Kobe's 2010 final stats to Steph Curry's 2015 final stats, where again Kobe didn't have his greatest finals, but it was still pretty good. He still won MVP, although some people said Gasol maybe should have won it, whatever. But Iguodala won it over Curry, even though those stat lines are almost identical. In fact, in some ways Curry is better, like obviously 3-point percentage. I mean, there's nothing you can do with that, just to be clear, right? You can't do anything. It's like one of those things you see in chess where people say, oh, just do this move and you'd be fine, as if you're supposed to know that. But here it's even worse because it's like, oh, just defend that. Oh, just get up on that. But you can't do anything, right? Like, oh, that was such a costly turnover by him. This is at least manageable. Like, the one thing I'm disappointed by these bigs, though, is again, because maybe of the stretching capability of some of these other bigs, the opposing bigs, that they don't sit in the paint. But so often if you get beat and somebody drives by you, it's over, right? They're gonna score. There's nobody in the paint waiting for them, right? That would be the one setting I would change if I really wanted to, but
you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Somebody needs to actually be able to do this, but they all suck. Oh, see, that's what I like. Even though it wasn't a perfect release, it was still a decent quality shot, so it forgives you a little bit. He's really good with that mid-range with the Suggs over there, though. He's hitting that like automatic. Like the best shots and the best moves in history are like those that you can't do anything about, like the sky hook, or like you put the control in your own hand. Like, you know, it's not that, oh, I'm going to try to hope that they can't block it. You're going to I'm going to make my shot more difficult on purpose myself to make sure that they can't do anything about it. Like the Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway, you can't do anything, but it's a hard shot. Or the sky hook, right? Kareem sky hook. Right, so you do these deliberately difficult shots that you know you can't do anything about. You know, like a fadeaway concept, which I never really liked them for that reason, because I never liked the fadeaways for that reason, because I always felt like you're making it more difficult than it needs to be. Like, surely you can get a better shot. Like, would you rather get a fadeaway for Jordan or an open shot for somebody else? And a lot of the time you would take the Jordan shot, but it's like, it doesn't have to be like that. He's making Bane look pretty bad actually here. He's slightly late at least. You rarely get those slightly ones too. They're always... That should have almost been a foul animation. Wow. That's impressive. So thankfully he can't hit other releases. Maybe he's just really good with Suggs. See, it makes my offense too predictable. Like, I'm not even confident enough to try to hit a jump shot, right? Like, I'm not even trying. But again, if the defense is solid, it's fine. But the problem isn't only that you can't shoot, right? That a lot of these players can't shoot, but the few players who can shoot, will be too obvious, and it'll make them an easy target, right? Like, the world, you know, it'll be usually the positions like a point guard or shooting guard. So it'll be... What a clown. I mean, imagine making that and missing that. What a clown. It'll be like, you know, nobody can shoot in these older teams. And even the few people who can shoot, this must be so frustrating to see, but I mean, it's equally frustrating as just jacking up threes all the time. But imagine getting offensive rebound. This is the one thing these older teams should have, is size and whatnot. Sometimes the athleticism of newer generations is overrated that way. Like, I mean, if you can do that, if I can do that, then I'm unbeatable. Just hit a random mid-range shot with some random dude who I don't even know who he is. A heck of a screen. Yeah, we're trying to emphasize the defense, but again, so often you can't do anything with that. Okay. But yeah, we want to slow it down, be like an old school team, which in some ways you almost have to be, because again, like, the only people who will be able to shoot will be imagine not being able to post up this Scott Skiles look-alike clown, bro. Oh my god, that's not what I meant to do at all. I'm surprised I've even taken 4 with him. Oh, he's clowning with Bane, though. He's doing really stupid shots. Yeah, so it'll make it easy for you to hunt those players who can... What the fuck is... This dude's a total fucking clown. It'll make it like again, easy to target them. Like, oh, nobody can shoot, and the few players who can shoot are the point guard or the shooting guard, so it makes it very predictable what you're gonna do. Some of these players just feel like they're taking up space, like it's completely stupid.
Boy, tough break there. Defense leaves him wide open. He can't get the mid-range to...
He's a little not as good at some of these releases as some people. Even there, it's giving me a kind of a favorable dunk animation, even though there's like 3 guys out there. I'm playing this like very much the right style, right? Like, it's slow paced, but again, if he hits some of his releases, right, which might be like a real life commentary, if they're just good enough at shooting, there's nothing you can do sometimes. And
Orlando moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. For the 3.
He's not even trying to work for it with him.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. And the basket by 3.
Seems like total cheese, but this is it, dude. If you can't hit every single release the way that a lot of people do, then
Well, there is nothing better than
look at some of these dunking animations, though. They're so wild.
terrific start right
That is actually crazy.
Good find from Bain, proving that he's a total team player.
Out left to the wing. Here's Free. Pass to Cook. To the middle. Here's Robinson. And
Don't let him cook because all these players suck. But I'll make these like that Bulls team. Who is the guy? Dave Corzine. I'm turning Dave Corzine into an all-star. Like I'm the Shaq mentality. Give it to the big man, let him dominate. Right? Always trying to use that advantage, the absolutist philosophy, like the means argument. Right? Like that should make it easier and more efficient. And in some ways that would sort of still be true. Like it is still true. Like even if you want to talk about like Curry and the three-point explosion and the way the defense is played now, it's still usually wing players and bigger players, right? Like a Durant or LeBron or somebody like that. To some extent, they can still shoot. I mean, even LeBron, but it means that like size, you know, Giannis. If you look at most of the Finals MVPs,
to the inside.
even though Curry's impact is felt, and I respect that, it's still like you would have a forward who is somewhat big. You don't have to be a center anymore, but like you're gonna have Giannis, or you're gonna have Durant, or you're gonna have LeBron, or you're gonna have who else won finals, Jokic, right? Like so the bigs still do have that impact where
It's on us to adjust because we're also looking at the aesthetic appeal of the game. Back over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Drives to the hoop.
yeah, we can't let him back in here, but it'd be nice to find somebody to really pick out who can hit a jump shot here.
Boy, he turns it into an explosive finish.
And stolen by Wagner.
Having a really bad stretch here.
With the Magic fast break.
That was like a slow break, man. That was trash.
The kick out to Bain.
Yeah, it's that frustration of like everybody can shoot. Everybody can shoot. Like centers can shoot, fives can shoot, average players can shoot. Like it's just become such a
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's Houston. Back to Cook.
so that was a pick and roll, but he didn't roll. Like what the fuck is he doing?
7-foot shot. And it's Wagner with the rebound. The Magic trail by 6.
Or I like how these commentators instinctively know how many feet it is, or they have like some little tool to help them. But
When you've got big-time athleticism and power, Jonathan Isaac, be aggressive at the cup.
Back to Robinson.
he's figured out my strategy again. It makes you very one-dimensional, very predictable.
And the basket by
All right.
Now just a 2-point Cavalier lead.
I'll tell you, they're right in this.
See, these are the stretches you cannot have because
Probably the most important thing is they regroup. They worked out some.
I thought he was a little better from that.
Now they're starting to have some fun.
Inside. Here's Banchero.
Man,
And finished off by
it's
Banchero.
kind of a bad stretch.
And Banchero is putting it all.
But he's not really doing it by hitting the jump shot. Still, he's somehow getting these weird drives and other things.
Cleveland.
Okay, let's try to settle it down a little bit, and then we get to
It's Robinson high post. Back to Bagley. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on.
it's just very one-dimensional, difficult way to score. Nobody can. What is all these steals, man?
Down low. Pass to Poquet. And he gets it to go. And the Cavaliers lead by 2.
No, but that stretch was like me either trying to play too fast or do something that
Into that 10-0
you'd rather just not do anything than to do that.
Back to Wagner. No one near Isaac as he
That's what's saving me, is that there's some realism to, yeah, players don't always make every shot, even if it is open.
pass to Hughes. to the wing on the left. Left side, Bagley. Shot clock at 5. Poket, no.
We got him to jump at least. Or again, I was like the king of me bounds, or at least my style was like that, where I would take some good quality, good percentage shot in the paint, and then I would take a lot of good shots in the paint, and then even if they do miss, you get an offensive rebound. Greg Monroe was like a monster at that in some earlier, in like 2K14 or something. He was on like my team. He would always get those kind of me bounds. The original Angel Reese effect. But there's nothing really wrong with that. I mean, it's a net positive. Like, you would have missed a shot, and then now you get another chance at least. But he's really letting me off the hook, though. A decent player could make all these kind of open releases. He was there, and then he just went away. That was like a weird fading shot. Or that's one of the propaganda points against Wilt. That Wilt would have a fadeaway jumper. He would have all kind of crazy moves, finesse and strength and everything. But it's been sort of censored unfairly. That, yeah, jack it up with Bane again. He's been clowning the whole game. He cannot hit one of those to save his life. He feels like me, but...
He still has the green light to shoot threes, but he is in an absolute funk right now.
Nobody can really post up of their own volition here, though, is the problem. He sort of slid there a little bit. I like that. The defender was like about to fall over. See, he'll be frustrated. Oh, all this guy does is score inside. And then I'll be frustrated. All this guy does is shoot threes. Or again, the average player.
That time around, just lucky he was off.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. To the paint.
See, these dunks are sometimes too forgiving. But again, you can see how deliberate the style is. Again, the defense being the main thing, which obviously staying in front of people is really weird. It shouldn't be that hard, or I guess you're always overplaying people. There's this funny clip of Kyrie with somebody like, oh, that's a counter, that's a counter. He's saying like, oh, I'll just play up on you. And then Kyrie does some little head fake thing and just goes by him. Right, it's like, oh, that's a counter, that's a counter. Like, you really think Kyrie's worried about being guarded, face guarded by a big? What a clown. But he made a bit of a comeback there. Again, if he could hit some of these open threes that he is getting constantly, right, I would have no chance. So unfortunately, even though I want to feel like, oh, I'm playing good defense, just like old school teams, you'd think, oh, they're good defensively. They're kind of not, actually, because what happens is maybe bad karma for using the screen so much, but or at least I do the screens for a pick and roll. They do, everybody does screens now for threes. I gotta sit on the big, though. I mean, you could say it's my fault for letting them get by, but it seems like what always happens. Just, I love the sort of slashing guards too, like Wade and whatnot. Oh, he should have just taken that. I always just like to run somebody into the paint because you know that's gonna fuck up.
And he misses the J. Cleveland leading by 6. Robinson.
He's just the patience there is really nice.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
So I think I made like one mid-range jump shot, and maybe I attempted 2 total jump shots, one from 3 from World Be Free, who I thought could somewhat hit it. Oh, what the fuck? I was so confused by getting that steal that I didn't even try to pursue it. I don't know how they do that, man. That's the one thing I got to figure out. Like, I guess you can just play off of them a little bit, but I mean, you get stuck in an animation, so it's almost like you can't even do anything about it. Yeah, we're actually doing these historic teams some justice with the style, but the point is you'd say, oh, they were so good at defending, that's why there weren't so many threes, but that's not actually true. It's just the players weren't as good at shooting them, and they would even give them open. You can look at old defensive footage, right? Look at how many open threes Magic Johnson would have had. Look at how many open threes even Larry Bird got. Look at how many open threes, you know, these are considered the best players too, that Jordan got. It was just considered a hard shot. And
Here's free.
it was just considered a hard shot, and so therefore, wow, right, the defenses didn't respect it. They'd rather you take it, and the offense couldn't hit it. That was a fortunate break. When he was making a run, he just fell asleep on defense. I don't know what that was. We don't have to maybe play that close up on him, but that's crazy. I mean, that's just wild. Getting doubled, but nobody's open, or even if they were open, they can't do anything with it. Now he's totally open, and even that green was pretty favorable. But now, is he going to jack up a bad three, or he should go inside? Because I haven't had any answer for it. I mean, even now it'll come down to the free throw game, so it's fine. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like in this one. Not that it doesn't happen sometimes in other versions, but it's especially bad with respect to it's so hard to stay in front of people that it's kind of crazy. I understand some of these might not be the greatest defenders that you're using, but you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that hard to just stay in front. So I'm kind of overplaying and expecting the three, which is a legitimate concern in this day and age, but still. So he'll probably take another bad three with Bane and miss it. Like, I'm fine with that. We're gonna. Oh, that was almost a turnover too. But yeah, these twos are kind of insulting. Where like you're supposed to have these older school players, defenders, bigs. But they're making these forwards and stuff. Not that they aren't big. Like Banchero's pretty tall, but they're just annoying. Like it shouldn't be that easy. But again, the way that defense is designed, that's part of the reason why defense seems bad, because the bigs in the paint no longer exist. Okay, so that was good. Again, I probably could have done better. Certainly letting them drive by like that is almost something you're willing to live with at times, where, you know, that okay, let them do that, but then don't let them hit threes. But he had plenty of open threes, so realistically, we turn a 72 random Jeff Cook. Sometimes these are even just filler players too, because they don't have enough people on the roster for some reason. That happens with like some of the really old teams, or because some of the people don't choose to. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm turning Dave Corzine into the best player on the Bulls, and I'm turning Jeff Cook, who I don't even know if he's an anonymous. At least I know Dave Corzine is real, but this could be a made-up, anonymous kind of generic player just to fill a space. And I'm turning him into the best player on the team. It's like, this is what I do with the bigs, because they're just, you know, that's really what it's all about. I always focus on the bigs. I take advantage of their size. Let's see what he did. He had so many open threes that he missed. Right, and so if I get better at guarding the... I don't know why that seems so drastic that they're able to drive by you so easily like that, but... Let me try to move the mic back a little more, but it's kind of hard to judge this. So let me do one more with the next team now after that. See, even now, I still won't be able to play as the Historic Bulls again that I had won previously. Because you have to, like, not only can you not play as the same team twice in a row if you won as them, but you can't even, You have to wait like 5 games, or I don't even know how many. So this will be 83-84. I don't know why 83-84 is such a big deal. It would even be 84-85, right? Because the 84 draft was where so many good players came out. Why are we doing this shitty 83-84? Even though you could say I chose them, I just sort of chose stuff at random. But now there's the annoying feeling that you won't be able to do that. Like, you won't be able to get the rest of those because the next set that we unlock is something totally different. Right, where you have, I can't even see my chat. Oh shit, I should have done that, but whatever. The point is, nobody hardly ever can, but the one time I don't have it open. Let me actually pause it and do it here quickly, hang on. I'll at least put it on my computer so I can see it. Yeah, you'll have Dominique and not really much else. Those were some of the players who were trying in the 80s to be competitive, like Dominique and the Hawks tried to beat the Celtics and they weren't able to do it. And Hakeem and the Rockets tried to beat the Lakers. And actually they did beat them one year. I think pretty dominantly, like 4-1. And I think Kareem was playing. I don't know what happened with that. He was getting maybe a little older, but then that's one of the most forgotten finals ever. In the 80s, the Rockets lost to the Celtics and nobody even knows that or acknowledges that, like that they were good enough to even make it there. So hang on, I'm gonna open my chat. We're getting a Duolingo drops thing in the chat. I should maybe turn those off because it makes it seem like, oh, look, I'm doing. I don't ever choose to do them. I just don't. I'm too lazy to turn them off, right? So let's see what we have here. Again, nobody's going to be able to shoot. Oh, we got Doc. We got good old Doc Rivers. Wait, what? Who is this? Who is guarding him there and why? Okay. It's too easy to do those type of things, man. So what do I predict the Durant Rockets are going to do? Pretty much nothing. They'll be like a nice, decent regular season, like a 3 seed, you know, be worse than they were last year. That's the whole irony. And they'll be like second round exit, and it's like they're going to actually Amen Thompson is somebody though who I really respect, and I think he's going to be like an MVP one day. But you know, then KD can go back to his natural state as being a bus rider and have Amen Thompson drive the bus. But yeah, Dominique can be a bit of a beast, but it's also oh yeah, Tree Rollins, as some people would call him. But yeah, we got to play better D, and I don't know how to do it because, again, there's nobody helping if they get by. That's my issue. But how? But how? Who's getting a perfect release even while getting fouled?
Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, BA, most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill.
Yeah, Dominique has to duel Durant here. He could sort of hit the mid-range, but he wasn't really like a real shooter.
Man, when he's coming in with that level of force, that's just too much.
How is he? The drives I can understand blowing by me because that's happening all the time, but not the
Just going to work inside, outsmarting the defense and getting the close range look.
but the fact that he's finishing these and getting these perfect releases on the layups is what's bothering me. These screens are so dumb. You know, Dominique is actually open there.
Here's Wilkins. Here's Rollins. Smith with the rebound.
It's just going to be impossible because he keeps scoring with Durant too easily.
Inside. Rollins.
So our silo play has to be very deliberate, but you cannot be playing bad defense if you're doing this. And you really got to figure out. He's going to go to Durant again. And he's going, I can live with that. What? And then he didn't hit the man. He didn't hit the release on that.
Oh, you talk about guys close to 7
Again, all these unknown, no-name players.
feet. Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
All right, that was not a good move.
Report from Allie.
Well, Amin Thompson.
Just my little signature pause, signature stop, signature fast break, signature pause.
Explosive that he has the versatility to attack any matchup. Put a big body on him, he still has his advantages. We can put him anywhere in action, and he can get downhill. Guys, back to you.
What an athlete. Okay, Allie, thanks for the report.
Durant has me so scared because he's just
Getting there last
driving by me so easily.
and the shot clock expires.
Yeah, Van Vliet is kind of turned into an overrated player after the 2019
First time out of the game here.
2019 finals. That he was good and he hit like he would be one of those guys. He'd have like 5 points and they would all come clutch, so you'd think he did something. I wonder if anybody has like thought that I have a channel, not that my name really gives it away, and has like sniped me while doing this. I feel like somebody did because they were saying stuff that reflected what I was saying. You got to put like TV at the end of your name or something dumb like that, but I don't like doing that. He's messing with the settings, which is something I never do. It's like part of a hard mode challenge. Not only permanent teams, not only, you know, historic stuff, not only no coach settings, not only not running plays, just sort of instinctive everything. But again, we're letting him drive by too fast, and even though I like to play the on ball, you can't really do that because the bigs are going to fuck up, and so you sometimes have to do it. But I still shouldn't let them go by me so easily all the time. So your best bet is to get some runouts with Dominique. And I always dislike when Dominique, we've seen this character model, especially for this girl here, second one from the left there, like a million times. But people say Dominique is the best Hawk, but you really should say Bob Pettit because he won their only title, had a 50 piece to close out the game 6. He was able to beat the Celtics, one of only 2 players to beat the Celtics in that, like 2 teams to beat the Celtics in that span. One was Wilt, and one was obviously the Hawks with Bob Pettit. So he doesn't get enough credit, actually.
Over to the left wing. There's the double with Thompson.
This should be a nightmare for
Wilkins. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Brown. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
It's a very nice roster, actually, though, for the Rockets. I just don't think it's going to materialize into much. But, you know, for once, you can actually do this because Adams actually can't shoot. So it's kind of it used to be a big deal when a big could shoot. Now it's a big deal when a big can't shoot. I want you to go back and look at that big that I was controlling, and he's just like standing there with cement feet, like he can't do shit.
Here's Brown. Rockets with a rebound.
Stout defense comes from not only contesting the shot, but also grabbing the board.
Here's Van Vliet. Oh, nice.
Wow.
The low block. That one's good.
Easy shot for him. They'll take that every time up the floor.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
A lot of these mistakes have a way of snowballing. Like, he should just be able to dunk it. Like, I don't mean,
Here's Wilkins. Thompson with some nice D.
that's just one of those that you should just get.
Here's Adams. It's hauled in by Rollins. Pass to Glenn. Gets it off.
He was open for like an hour, though, too, and I kind of missed him.
Contested game so far. It's Houston. They're up by 2.
But yeah, Dominique versus Bob Pettit, you should always say, because the guy won the title, like if you say, oh, who's the best Raptor, because, oh, he had 1 year and he won the title, but not even just that he won, right? I'm not one of those ring people, but the fact that he won and he did it, he was obviously the best player and all that. Nice little flop that I totally am not doing anything there. That's one of those non-interactive things that neither player can control.
Well, BA, you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that
Can any of these guys shoot, though?
Pass to Matthews. From the baseline. No good.
Hey, come on, when you're that open, it should be a little generous with you here.
Eason inside. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot.
All right, that was actually my fault. I rarely jump at stuff. I don't always jump at the contest, but when I do, it's always a foul. 100% of the time. That's like one of the only times. I normally just try to use the stick and do like the hands up motion, but
It's all about professionalism and purpose.
Outside, Brown.
look at him jumping at nothing there, but we still miss it. Crazy.
The Rockets lead.
It's like he's not even jumping at a pump fake. He's just jumping at me standing there because he assumes I'm going to do something. Like in real life, you rarely see that.
Pass to Şengün.
Right? They're not reacting to anything. They're just controlled by their own preconceived notions there.
Atlanta with a rebound.
Sometimes the commentators will say something wrong too, like it registers incorrectly because
And so he draws the foul.
it'll say, oh, to this player because that's who I passed it to, but it won't actually get to them. So why would they have said that? Right? They would say, oh, it goes to him, but then I don't know. It'll just be
And he ends up missing both free throws. And you watch Alperen Şengün. He's a beast on the blocks.
Yeah, he throws his weight around, but what separates him is his skill. Against the best post defenders in the league, he comes up with creative ways to score.
Pass to Rivers. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Wilkins. Here's Nunley.
and they're so scared of Nunley. We got Nunley from Code Geass as a 7-foot NBA player before we get GTA 6. Like, what is this, dude?
About it, I'm good with it.
Literally Nunley from GTA from Code Geass.
Did you see that? Look
Like, who are I really? How have I never heard of some of these players? They're just so obscure and so random.
Fired it down with one hand. Here's Wilkins. Ooh, a clean
Kind of a
foul
bailout
on the missed shot.
where that really isn't a good shot at all, but
Tari Eason. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
Durant looking pissed here. Some of these camera angles are goofy where they'll get like stuck on somebody, or these shows aren't really interesting enough though. Like, do they do this every timeout? I guess this would be like an ad break type sort of timeout. Wouldn't you be worried that you'd mess something up? Like these performers are gonna make the floors slippery or some shit. It feels like they should have a more diverse amount of events that happen here. Maybe they try to avoid something that could be a little inappropriate, if you know what I mean. Like if it was women doing it or whatever, they would other shit they would have. I mean, there's NBA games are meant to be like a family-friendly type environment, but there's sometimes a little questionable stuff that even like the Super Bowl, you know, where sometimes the halftime shows can get a little wild. So our defense has been sort of the problem here a little bit, that you're not able to... would you hurry up? It makes it look like I could be the one who's not skipping, but it doesn't give you the feedback that you skipped anymore on there.
And he knocks down
So we're not using Dominique to the extent that we really should. Mid is actually an A-, which I kind of would disagree with that. Like, he could hit the mid-range, but it wasn't like...
quarter two. And
I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too high. But he didn't just rely on his run and dunk sort of capability, but
scoreless.
he's sort of Giannis-like in a way, even though he's not nearly as big and muscular. He would have been like the skinny Giannis if Giannis didn't put on so much weight.
Driving inside.
And that was actually a manual block too. It wasn't just like...
Down low. Here's Wilkins.
Yeah, I like that movement, that he just kept going. That's my number one instruction if I was coaching these guys. Like, they stop. Don't stop. Just keep going. Just keep running and try to wear everybody out. Oh, now he's going to be pissed on Van Vliet because I just blocked him.
Van Vliet on the wing.
You should get it to Durant, really, should be your focus.
And the slam dunk by Capella.
Yeah, sometimes this seems too easy for Capella. The hoop is right there for him.
To the middle. Here's Hastings. Ooh,
Some of these goofy animations they do, man. At least he's gotten away from Durant and Thompson, and he's trying to cook me with Van Vliet and Capella and shit. Like, I'd rather you do that. I swear, I'm never hitting anything to actually do these fouls. Like, I never hit the reach.
And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. And here's Van Vliet.
That wasn't a very effective screen, but he still does it.
And now it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
And this is what Van Vliet is known for.
Oh,
Gunner who
Doc choking as usual.
And here's Van Vliet. He'll bring
They didn't need a doctor. They needed a priest, the Clippers or whoever, to stop choking.
double team on Van Vliet.
Really not meant to be a double there, but
Pass to Tate. Clock at 6.
yeah, the mobility of players too is vastly different from
Rebound by the Hawks. Here's Rivers. Oh, and there's the whistle.
even there he almost chokes it.
Throws for him coming up.
You have to realize how important it is to do these runouts and stuff, because otherwise I'm not going to ever get anything to go.
temporarily prevented the point.
It is almost comical how much nobody can shoot.
Free throws.
They'll glaze up some star's ability to shoot just because they're a star, but honestly, they probably couldn't either. Like, Jordan's 3 is always too high.
Here's Smith.
And I like to see this from Smith. Pushing the action.
That was like one of those no consequence jumps at first. I jumped and then he recovered immediately. My defender recovered immediately. Like,
He hits the second from the line. Trailed by 3. Pass to Rollins. Smith with the rebound.
that's so wild. But yeah, they kind of have me bound protection a little bit, to the extent that
Use up the clock en route to the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much.
where the players seem almost tired or whatever, burnt out, when they could you fucking
Here's Rivers. And the first half.
you just have to be better at some of these releases. Honestly, there's not much you can do
It's Houston.
without that. We gave up too much easy inside for Durant there. He's not even taking really jump shots with Durant much at all.
First half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. On the wing, Durant.
That's what I'm scared of too.
Free ball. At the arc. KD drains it.
Right, that I cannot deal with. He's getting mad over my trash talk of his
No distractions.
being a bus rider, which is true, but I mean,
We'll have a jump.
it's a high level criticism, right? Like, there's a lot of great players who couldn't be the best on a championship team.
Now Smith. Lets it go from the wing. Durant, no good. Good ball.
That's perfect. I love that. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Aggressive move.
Right, very little effort.
Trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
For 3, Durant. The rebound by Atlanta. Well, the defense-
Look how terrified of Durant. Oh, transition take.
That looks like a transition take foul.
Which that's really hard to define. Like, maybe you're not meant to do that. You're just trying to trap them a little or something.
Hawks trail by 5. And the call will be against Fred Van Vliet.
He's getting all mad, but I mean, he is up. So sometimes I make people rage quit even when they're up.
About a minute played here in the second half. Pass to Rollins. Here's Hastings. Here's Wilkins.
I mean, he is pretty good at mid-range according to this, although he would go on these hot streaks for sure, but it wouldn't I don't feel like consistently he would be that good as like an A- would suggest. Is just too high. Getting caught behind my own guy there.
The shot clock. KD gets his
See, I don't like that where he goes through. There's a guy right there.
assist.
He went through. He phased through.
5 points now in the quarter.
Right, that is not a real thing. Ah,
Versatility. How many ways can Durant beat you? Insane handles for some.
like how?
The Rockets lead by 5. He launches a 3.
It's not even like, oh, he's
Durant.
breaking my ankles there. It's like I'm deliberately doing that because I don't
A
want
lot of their offense, and the numbers certainly
fuck. Because I don't want to give him the driving lane either.
Outside Durant. From outside the arc. Another 3 from Houston.
I mean,
They are unconscious from outside. And so
it's
far,
okay.
the defense has no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Timeout called. The Hawks.
Or that would be what happens. Even if the Rockets were to win it, it'd be, oh, Eamon Thompson's the MVP, and then Durant's along for the ride. Although, ironically, you'll say that with the Warriors, but there is more nuance. Like, Durant was MVP both times. I mean, it's fine. He deserved it too, but, like, there's something to the style of play that you have to acknowledge, right? Like, everybody kills Westbrook over his selfishness and how he couldn't make it work with Durant. Then Curry wins with Durant, and then, oh, now we're going to diminish Curry and say, oh, he's not the MVP and this and that. Like,
Houston making a change here. Hawks trail by 11. Here's Rivers. Pass to Rollins. Shoots over Şengün.
dude, that seemed like a weird move that he maybe wouldn't be able to make, but
Rollins is
my main goal is just to run to the center there,
on the wing.
run to the paint, and then make sure that somebody's actually guarding it.
Now Durant.
He goes through like 3 guys. There's 3 people there.
This is what you want to do when you've got
I don't get
a
it.
lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible. Well, that's a great pass.
But again, this one comes down more so to just bad defense that I can't guard anybody. Mainly Durant, actually.
Pass to Durant.
Do like a fadeaway or something since you're getting all cocky.
1:41 left in the third quarter.
What?
Rockets hit again from deep.
Yeah, smooth and focused. KD is so powerful,
What?
so prolific.
And here's Houston.
I mean, I can almost accept that because he's not like
4 run.
cheesing overall. He's just Durant alone is too much. Because so many things will happen that you don't even control that aren't even your fault. Like, oh, it'll be a legal screen, or it'll be sometimes a flagrant, or it's technical, or something, like something stupid. You didn't even do anything to.
The 3 from Thompson. Hauled in by Brown. Hawks
See, why is he going away from the basket there, though? And
pass to Hastings. Back to Davis. To the middle. Brown, that's good.
Punching it inside, attacking the heart of that defense. I love it.
but yeah, I just can't defend. This is a terrible matchup already,
On the wing, Durant.
size-wise.
27.
He's letting him kind of slow him down, though.
The rebound by Atlanta. Brown inside. He got a piece of it.
There's a proper me-bound where I actually got a shot up and I was able to get back up for it.
Was where he needed to be to get the block.
And here's Shepard for 3. Hastings with a rebound. Nice D from Thompson.
That's crazy, man.
And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for Houston. Pass to Shepard.
Okay, just don't let Durant score. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Fires the 3.
He made some pretty tough ones, though, like where I did recover and get there and still.
With 4 3-pointers in the quarter alone, proving he's a threat at the arc.
So we'd have to really shut him down defensively, which I can't seem to do, but that's how the threes go. Now he might start missing them, so
What this 4th period holds in store.
that's almost how defense is now. You just hope they miss. They'll make tough shots, tough threes, and then they'll suddenly go cold. There's really less to do with your defense. It's just how the game works. Like,
Kelly. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot 1 more at the line.
you know,
All right, a moment to look at the
it'll just be like, okay, if they can make it, there's nothing you can do. If they miss it,
here for the Rockets.
it's almost like your defense doesn't matter anymore. So as much as people say it's the rule changes, it's sort of just that certain things that players can do negate that. And yeah, that even encouraged me to play defense more because
Atlanta. They trail by 7. Left side Eason. 6 to shoot. Outside Holland.
when Durant goes out, he has no way.
Chance effort.
He has no chance when Durant goes out, but then I still fuck up.
Şengün's got his first basket.
Yeah, great positioning and timing from Şengün there. And his height helps a little too.
Unselfish basketball.
Wait, does that mean the Rockets are considered a tier 3 team, or no? I guess he doesn't have to choose.
And he makes it
He doesn't have to choose a tier 3 team.
Ball inside. Use
The wild animation, good release though.
Here's Whitman. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Randy Whitman looking actually pretty good there.
Houston leading by 7.
But at least these versions of players tend to be more accurate.
Here's Holiday.
The ones in here as opposed to my team where they just go wild with it even from the beginning. I feel like when the game first comes out, they should be a bit more realistic, but they're already kind of crazy, especially with the WNBA stuff. I can accept it. I still played kind of the same way. Obviously, we're relying on scoring inside, but I need to not allow this many easy buckets.
To hear from Ali LaFleur.
He started off killing me inside with Durant, then he starts killing me from 3, so...
He told his guys to up their aggressiveness on the defensive
What is that dude,
all about who can get stopped
what is that animation, man?
to bring some more energy.
It's like circus clown level shit.
Guys,
Thanks for that, Ali.
But no, roster-wise, the Rockets look amazing. I can't blame them for doing what they've done.
Right side Durant.
So hard to stay in front of the...
Last quarter of play.
Oh my god.
And Durant
That's so wild, man.
put back.
Hey, those second chance points are found.
Keep going, keep going.
Tremendous effort there.
That gives you the chance to do that too if you do get a... Like, what is the screener doing there? I don't understand.
The defensive pressure is
Or that Trey Rollins jumped a little bit too early there.
Little space on that attempt.
Oh no, this is going to be a disaster.
There whatsoever. That's as close as you
Or yeah, that's a dream modern NBA lineup too. It'll be like 5 forwards basically, who can all pass, who can all handle, who can all shoot, even if they're not that good. They don't all have to be stars. It'll be like they're all well-rounded, right? Like I can't even think of necessarily an example, but they're all good 3-point shooters. They're all good mid-range shooters. They can all dunk. They're all athletic. They're all good defenders, right? And even if they're all mid-level play, you know, they're not all stars, but that's literally what it is.
Here's Whitman. Ooh, it's stolen by Easton.
excellent.
Right, just the build. So nobody is a weak link as far as shooting. Everybody's athletic. Everybody can run. Everybody's big-ish, like 6'7", regardless of position. So
Minute 58 left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Goes back up.
now Durant's on the me-bound train. Holy shit.
They double team Durant. 5 on the clock.
Yeah, there's like some aura with the double team that happens, even if they're not really doing anything.
Ball no good. Here's Rollins. Durant there for the rebound.
I can't be too mad about it. Like he
Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes. of
really
play.
just killed me with Durant, not much of anybody else.
Here's Davison. Up top Durant. Shoots it up. Oh, a perfect jumper.
I can accept that.
KD remarkably fast with the basketball.
31-16 in the paint. I can't even be mad about that. Again, his drives were kind of crazy. He's just so fast. And again, he has like that phasing through mentality. Like somebody will be in front of him and he'll literally just phase through him. Like he's not even there. So the Hawks will fall. So the Bulls and the Cavs are still alive. Both of those were kind of close games that maybe shouldn't have been. The first one especially shouldn't have been. Like imagine you're really good with this particular team. What would you be doing? Right, like what? I guess you'd be dominating with Dominique and just like hitting some mid-range shot. Like there is no way to really hit threes though. Nobody can shoot. Even Doc I thought could shoot a little bit, but
Here's Rivers. And there's a pick. Oh, the
even there I thought it was going to be a dunk, but
over the rim.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
even there like, oh, all I have to do is hit 3 threes, but oh wait, I haven't hit a single 3 the whole game. Like, it really is that intimidating with these older teams. There's not. Why would you do that? There's nothing you can actually do about it when it comes to.
The drive by Rivers. Oh, he goes to the glass.
Yeah, Rivers sucks almost as much as a player as he does as a coach.
And lead left side.
I mean, there's nothing I can do anyway, even if I fouled.
Outside to
Go kill me with Durant once more, dude.
outside Durant. Shot clock at 5.
Courageous play inside by Durant. Just absorbing the foul and still putting up the shot.
It's wild, though. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't been injured more given his little slender physique, but it's sort of deceiving, right? He must be stronger than he looks.
Foul for the second.
And people always said that, oh, he needed to gain more weight. But I don't know if that would have even really helped him. His style works for him.
They're just down.
So I don't know if
Well, you want your players to keep playing.
commentators' version of down bad were Brent Musburger reference over here.
Clocking game clock. Jacks up a 3.
Even the commentator's shocked, or he says that before I even do it. It's like registering the commentary with the animation, with my input, not with what's actually happening.
For 3. Counted. And so it's
That's just bad sportsmanship. You didn't have to do that, but he said, oh, they're down by too much to even come back. Dominique wasn't even number 1, as we always do. If I was the coach, Trey Rollins, that's actually a pretty good rating, though. Where's his career stats? Career high 26 points. He was a pretty good rebounder, though, wasn't he? Yeah, 23 rebounds. Why isn't it showing his actual stats? Okay, whatever. So we at least saved a couple of those again.